So let us continue short vowel sounds. That what are short vowel sounds? The 5 vowels, their letter names are known as their long vowel sounds, but when these letters come in the CVC words, then they are known as the short vowel sounds. So the letter names are A, E, I, O, U. But when these letters are used in a CVC word, that means a consonant vowel consonant word, the sound changes. So that sound becomes A becomes A, E becomes A, I becomes I, O becomes O, and U becomes A. Similarly, long vowel sounds are the letter names as they appear in the alphabet. But in the long vowel sounds, we must see that the spellings can differ. Like if A, E, I, O, U is seen in these words, cake, again, cake can have a different word, for example, pale, which has the long A sound. But in pale, the spelling becomes P-A-I-L. A and I together makes the A sound. So the long vowel sounds can have different spellings, and that is known as alternative spellings. Now, for the consonant sounds, we don't have too much of changes. Like we almost for each letter, there is one sound. If B is there, it has a similar sound like B, except like letters C and G. C can have a S or a K sound, that is the soft sound and the hard sound. And similarly, G can have J and G, where J is the soft sound and G is the hard sound. Now, when we talk of techniques to teach students these letter sound, then these approaches or these things have to be mentioned. First is we have to use a multisensory approach. We have to use all kind of methods combined together, which either it can be showing something which is visual or helping them listen something that is called auditory, or also touching something, feeling, that is called kinesthetic tactile methods. So what are the key techniques of letter sound recognition? First is you have to just mention as bullet points multisensory approach, all senses gathered together. Next is explicit instruction. That means we have to clearly teach each letter sound one at a time. It can't be that we are introducing all the letters as a whole. So that is called an explicit instruction. And we have to follow with repetition and practice. The more visual cues like flashcards are shown, letter charts are shown, or digital apps are used for auditory cues, the children will be able to identify the sounds much better. And what do we do with them? We have to use phonemic awareness activities. That means identify the beginning or the end sound, and then also make them rhyming words, break the sounds, segmenting, or join the sounds, that is blending. So this will help them to make words when they learn the sounds of the letters. Apart from this, another technique is contextual learning. For example, if you want to introduce the sound B, then embed that sound in some story or song or poem and let them remember. For example, the B sound in bat or ball is used. We use this in a jolly phonic song where the B sound is prominent and also as a story. So context-based learning helps them to grab the sounds well, and each class somewhere needs a positive reinforcement. A positive reinforcement means always encourage or praise students that yes, you have done and good and you can do better to improve their confidence in recognizing the letter sounds. Now, the other important part of this content is what is the role of visual and auditory cues? This has to be understood. So what are visual cues? You have to note down that visual cues can be alphabet charts, color-coded letters, flashcards, and body movements. Alphabet charts we are aware of, where we write the letter and the picture which has the letter sound, like A as in apple. Color coding is we give all vowel sounds maybe in red and tell them these are special sounds, and then consonants are in other colors. So that is color coding. Or we can have one row of letters in a different color and it continues that way. Flashcards have to be made with both letters. capital and small a, though in Jolly Phonics we use the small letter and with a big picture with bold images and corresponding images for the sound so that they know that this is the object and the sound of this object, the letter in this object is the sound which I need to know with this particular letter. And apart from that, we can also show them body movements. If you see, we do some actions which are sign languages to represent each sound. And this is very important for reinforcement. Next is how do we use auditory cues? हम कैसे auditory hint देंगे उन्हें? It can be a phonic song or chant, which we keep singing, the jolly phonic song. It can be listening games, such as I spy a sound and the sound says. Now the child goes around looking for the objects which begin with the letter H and the sound. So I Spy is a very popular auditory cue game in phonics, and also some sound matching activities that I'm showing you a picture. Tell me which is the beginning sound or the middle sound or the ending sound, which we call the finger phonics activities. And most importantly, teacher has to model the sounds of the correct pronunciation and how to articulate them. Okay, so when we combine both the visual and the auditory cues, then and also the kinesthetic methods where they touch and they create and they build, then that is known as a multisensory approach. So these approaches are very useful. Now, if we go to the assessment, when we are assessing that whether they have identified the letter sounds or not, the first can be explicit and systematic, where we take a few sounds and we make a chart and we keep on asking them to utter the sound and we give a tick or a cross that whether they have understood the sound or not. Next can be again multimodal. That means you can either ask them orally or also take a written exam as you all will give. You will give an online test for the concept, and also you will answer some things orally so that a good assessment is done. And in case of students, these kind of assessment should be ongoing and informal. Just keep on making a checklist whether the child has learned the sounds of the first group or second group and keep a track of it.